Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. I'm going to read through the majority of the article here. There's not too much information within it. This is very much an initial report and really breaking news. I'm going to play a couple of videos as well. One of the incident as it occurs. One video shot, which is going to show what it shows, a stampede. We don't actually see the agitator in question do anything. And then we're going to see a second video of the agitator being arrested. Well, let's have a look as to what this is in regards to agitator causes seconds of chaos at a March for Our Lives on the National Mall. So this is a march, I believe it's in regards to gun control, anti-guns, protesting against the mass shootings that have been continuing and happening pretty much every 5 minutes. Okay, I'm being a little bit facetious there, but the mass shootings have been happening a lot. And I'm going to say none worse than the Uvalde school shooting in recent times. 19 children dead, 2 teachers dead. Absolutely horrific. And some, I'm going to say scumbag. Some scumbag, which we'll see. He's been caught being arrested on camera, so we'll have a look at him in a minute. But some scumbag thought it would be a good idea to interrupt a moment of silence within the crowd. There's an estimated 50,000 people within the crowd in DC for the March for Our Lives. He interrupted the moment of silence, and apparently he shouted a few things, but that included, "I am the gun." Who knows what that means? But people are going to interpret these things in different ways. If some angry knobhead gets on the stage and starts shouting, "I am the gun," people could quite easily get scared of that. They may think he's just being a fucking idiot, ignore him, or they may think, is he suggesting that he's got a bomb strapped to him? And if that occurrence does flicker across the mind, then I could well see panic ensuing. And seemingly, I'm no expert in stampedes, but seemingly panic spreads like wildfire. You see the person next to you panicking, you're going to panic too. You don't necessarily know why. You just kind of presume, well, shit, they're panicking. There must be a reason for that. Looks like they're panicking a lot. You know what? I better start panicking a lot too. And that's what happens, seemingly, something along those lines. So we're going to see that in a second. And also, the article tells us that not only did this agitator shout, "I am the gun," he also threw an unidentified object seemingly into the crowd, at which point many people ran away. So we're going to play this video, which will show the stampede. We can see these guys running there, and then a second later, these guys. I believe this video is slowed to an extent. I could have that wrong. But the article tells us that they believe around 50,000 people are in attendance, were in attendance. Someone with the loudspeaker is saying, "Do not run, there's no issue here." So they're probably doing the right thing. Well, pretty much sure they are. Look, here, these guys start running first, and then these guys a second later, 2 seconds later, they in unison panic. And how many people are in that area there? I mean, my estimate, I really don't know, but 1 to 2,000 people. That would be my guess. I could be massively wrong. 1 to 2,000 people in that little section that we just saw. It's a lot of people, and if everyone just starts panicking and running for their lives, perhaps because they're fearful of a bomb. Here's the scumbag in question. We'll play another video in a second of him being arrested. But yeah, I mean, if they're fearful of a bomb or whatever attack it happens to be, they are going to run for their lives. And look at them. I'm going to say it's like a pond full of piranhas, and I don't mean that in an offensive way, but just like the chaotic motion that occurs in this kind of situation. So there we go. The article doesn't really give us too much information. It's not telling us of any injuries. We can see people are at least somewhat injured here. But the article isn't really telling us. Maybe this is even part of the march, I don't know. No, this will be some injured elderly people. I don't know what these guys are doing. I don't mean to be facetious, but I don't really understand. Maybe they're fearful of gunfire, I don't know. Maybe they're consoling themselves after the fact. But either way, the article isn't telling us of any injuries. So I presume that there are some. We can see some level of injury here, but certainly we're not being told of any deaths or any severe injuries. We can watch this video here of the guy in question being arrested. So actually we can watch it from here. It's bigger and better. Here he is in the middle. Short guy, manlet, Napoleon complex. He looks very happy with himself. Maybe not happy, but
person was detained or
white power now, motherfucker, is what that guy said. All right, I'm gonna make a couple of comments here as I replay it back. Yeah, I said that he looks happy. He doesn't look happy so much, but he does look very pleased with himself. Can I say that? I think there's a level of self-entitlement, self-righteousness going on. I don't know exactly what he did or exactly what he said, but he espoused his political ideology in all likelihood. He caused panic. He could have caused injury, but he doesn't care about that. He believes that he did the right thing. He believes that he was brave for whatever the correct term might be, but enacting his ideology, his political ideology. That's my read on the situation. What the hell do I know? Nothing at all. I'm not a psychologist. I'm reading in between the lines here. But yeah, that's my take on it. He seems very self-righteous. Indignatious, is that the right word? I don't know. Could have made that one up. But yeah, he doesn't look ashamed or sorrowful in any way, shape or form. He knows in his own mind that he did the right thing. Somebody had to do something to protect his political ideology. Of course, I'm speaking from his point of view, speculating. Someone shouts, white power now, motherfucker, whatever that meant. I think that's an insinuation that the guy who shouted out white power now, motherfucker, thinks that this was the act of a white supremacist. I don't know if that's the case. The article didn't mention that. Don't know. Don't know if that's the case. I think it's a little bit silly to jump to that conclusion if there's no suggestion of that. Maybe there is a suggestion that I'm not aware of. But the article didn't make any mention that he said anything which was, promoting the white supremacist ideology. I mean, I've got no doubt that he's a domestic terrorist, would be how I would speculate, how I would determine things. I've got no doubt that he was pushing forward his ideology, standing up for his ideology, whatever it happens to be, and putting lives in danger in so doing. Purposefully, knowingly putting lives in danger. But I don't know what his ideology is or was. Maybe we'll find out over the next day or two. I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. Have I done a decent enough job here? Have I presented you with something of interest? Have I done it quick enough? Have I done it well enough? If I have, then please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. I am accepting donations. There's a link in the description. But other than that, I'm going to leave you to it for now. Take care, guys. And don't really know what else to say about this. Don't know enough, really, other than to say I'm not really a big supporter of marches, and a lot of activism I'm reluctant to support. You certainly won't catch me amongst a crowd of 50,000 people on a Saturday afternoon. Not my thing. Thanks very much. Yeah, not my thing. You wouldn't catch me there. Not least because of the risk of terrorist attacks, the risk of all kinds of nonsense that within a crowd you're not really able to protect yourself or your family against. So not my thing. You're not going to see me there. I'm not a big fan of that. But having said that, I very much don't like the disrespect of interrupting a moment of silence, particularly in regards to the Uvalde Robb Elementary School mass shooting. Absolutely terrible part of history. Whether or not there are funny shenanigans, fishy shenanigans going on, look, I'm prone to believing and conspiracy theories to some extent. And I do think that there are question marks in regards to how Uvalde Elementary School mass shooting occurred. I do think there are questions that need to be answered. Least of all, the 1 hour, 90-minute wait time that the officers stood fully armed, not fucking doing anything. It's disgusting. But despite those aspects, as a society, we absolutely must respect a moment of silence. Come on, that's the least we can fucking do, right? But not this scumbag. So I don't know what his ideology is. Maybe I'd be a fan of his ideology. Maybe I wouldn't be. I doubt I would be. But either way, the guy's a scumbag. Either way, he's being arrested. He's going to face some big charges, I would imagine. And perhaps we'll follow up on this story over the next day or two. Thank you for your time, guys. Thanks.